All right, guys, welcome back to another KevCAM night class tonight. Tonight have Tim Micah helping out with any questions or concerns that come up along the way for you guys. Tim, are you with us?
Good evening, everybody.
And then also have Greg Payton coming in and also helping out with the night class and help shed some light on some of the areas that I'm missing on for you guys. So, but for
hello, everybody.
Yeah. For everybody that is here, I do see a couple new names in here. So I'm going to kind of go through the ritual here of the night classes are done in GoToWebinar. This puts everybody on mute to eliminate any background noise. If you guys do have questions, which definitely ask away because these classes are just for you guys, you guys can type those into the chat section and we will answer those right away, or Tim will tell me to pipe down and answer those right away. And feel free to ask the questions right away. Don't feel like you have to wait till the end. This is completely laid back, just kind of teaching the software for you guys. So with that being said, tonight we are actually covering, now the title when you guys registered was a little deceiving because we couldn't fit all the wording in there. So what we're going to be working on tonight is how to take your stock from one project and actually import it into a completely different project using the STL method. So there's some works out great if all the moons are lined up, but when you have coordinate systems that are switched around, we have to do a little bit of finessing with that STL file. So going to be showing you guys that tonight. Now let me throw this slide up there for any of you guys that haven't seen this. We have the send me your ideas or suggestions for the night class, and definitely add those in there. And for those of you guys that don't have my email, I just put my email address into the chat for you. Shoot me those via email and we'll send you off some SolidCAM swag as a thank you. And each night class is being recorded for you guys. So you guys ever want to go through and review it again, if you guys go to YouTube and type in SolidCAM University, or type in KevCAM, it will pop up and all the night classes are on here. And Greg and I have been working on the tip of the day for you guys as well. So every single day we're adding a new video in here. These are just quick. I'm trying to keep them 2 minutes or less for you guys, but quite a few tips and tricks. Mark is doing a fantastic job doing some of the little bit longer videos, but going in more detail than the tip of the day. So definitely, oh, look at that. Internal YouTube must have just crashed. You can try to get back to it here.
Kevin, real quick, just want to check, make sure my audio is working okay. I've got a message saying I'm having an audio issue, but if you can hear me, I'll mute for now.
Yep, you're good. We can hear you crystal clear.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna mute for now then.
Okay. So if you guys come in here, there's live cuts videos in here for you as well. And for those of you guys that are watching this on YouTube, my email address is down below in the description if you guys do have an idea of a class idea. So, all right, I'll stop rambling here and let's get into the good stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to be taking the STL stock from a turning project and actually bring it into a milling project for you guys. So what I've done here is I've just created a turning project, and let me just kind of simulate it through here for you. And simulate, and I'll show you just a quick example of kind of what we're doing tonight. So we'll go and play this through. Taking its sweet old time here. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's go to SolidVerify. It's taking too long. Okay, so now let's go ahead and play it through here. Okay, so now we have our part that's almost done. And we're clamping on this outside diameter here. And what I did with this particular part is I created some engraving geometry over here. So when it gets when it gets parted off from the lathe, or just from the lathe over to the mill, I can bring that in as my stock and have everything already aligned up. Now you can do this two different ways. you can go in there and manually sketch up your can't talk, manually sketch up your stock, or what we can do is we can export out this particular file right here as a STL format. So the easiest way to do that is go to File, and we can say Saved Machine Stock to STL. And I'll just put it right here. We'll just do Stock. Save. All right. So now we have our stock saved out. And what I was talking about is we have some engraving that we're going to be doing right here. So I want to do that in the fourth axis on the mill itself. So what we'll do is we'll close out of this part here. Sorry, I have my automatic turned on. Close out. And we'll go to just our SolidWorks project here. And we'll just start it right from the start. So we'll just go Tools, SolidCAM, New Milling. All right, I'm going to switch this over to a 4-axis post here. Just go left-hand side. And we'll throw a coordinate system on here. And we're going to be sitting in there. We'll just kind of flip around X here. So I got my Z pointing up where my engraving is going to be right here. And I'll just flip around the Z. And we should be good. Hit the green checkbox. Okay, so now we can do our stock. And we will go to our STL form, and we'll go ahead and browse to where that STL stock is. So we can grab that stock. And if we want, we can do a show. So looks like my stock has carried over. Hit the green check mark. And we'll hit the green check mark out of there. And now we can start doing our programming. So here's one thing is that I want you guys to do anytime you guys are using the STL stock is go to your stock, right click, and do show on model. Well, here's the problem that we're running into, and I know some of you guys have run this as well. So it is, since my turning, when I was using this in the mill turn, my Z was going out, but now that my Z is going up, it's not going to work the way we want it. So what we're going to do is come in here, and we're going to create a dummy coordinate system. So let's just go ahead and edit this real quick. And I could hear Greg talking in the background. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. What are you doing?
I know. You were driving me crazy over here. Gritting my teeth and everything. I knew you had a plan for it somehow.
Okay.
Greg, is he running with scissors?
Yeah.
Oh, we're well beyond scissors. He's running with chainsaws right now.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to label this one as dummy. So hit the green check mark now. Now, if I go and show on model, my stock is exactly lined up with my SolidWorks model. So take that one extra second and get that coordinate system on how it was previously on your turning part or milling part. Just get everything so it's lined up and everything's ready to go. So now what we can do is create another coordinate system that's not going to be our dummy. And we'll do this as Mac 2, position 1. And we'll do center of revolution again. And we'll flip around. There we go. Hit the green check mark. Okay. So now we're good to go. So now we can start programming. So now we'll just do this as a engraving. So we can just go to Operations, Engraving, and I'm not going to grab my dummy one. I'm going to grab my Mac 2 position 1, do New, and I am going to wrap this geometry. Actually, I got to think about this. No, we'll just go flat, and we'll do the multi-chain, and we'll grab our text, and grabbed all that text for us. And we'll go ahead and grab a tool here. And we'll just use this 1/4-inch spot drill. Levels. We'll just go 5 thou. Well, let's go 10 thou deep. Technology. We'll put this on center. And we'll go to the motion control. And diameter. And my diameter is 5 inches. All right, so now we should have everything set up. If I go to my SolidVerify, you can see that my stock was carried over from the turning project. So if we go and play this through here, now it did exactly what I was looking for. Carried over the stock. I didn't have to go through and remake any of the stock or anything like that. Now Ronnie's telling me, well, I don't want to use G55. I want to use G54. So in here, you'll see that, by default, Mac 1 is always going to be your G54. Mac 2 is going to be your G55. Mac 3 is going to be your G56. So what we can do is go into your CAM part. And if this is something that you guys don't have, let your guys' post writer know. But I can go down here and change the I work offset method. I'll go fly out here. So I can do the I work offset method and put that to a 1. And now what I can do is come in here, and what that's doing is it's going to pull off of whatever I put in here. So if I type in 54 in here, now anything that produces out of this Mac 2 is going to be G54. So I'm not sure if any of you guys knew that, but that I work offset is basically just coming in here and renaming your positions. So if I wanted to say, this is 54, or maybe I wanted to say 55, you can type that in there. Yeah, and Ronnie's saying that's post-related. Yes. So like I said, if you guys don't have this option down here, do the fly out in here to do the I work offset method, let your post writer know, and they can add this in there for you guys. So this is like Ronnie's saying, it's dependent off of the post processor itself. So now when we go in here, do a somehow I got out of sync here. And if we G-code this, we have G154 for our angle. And we got all our different angles rotating around in here to do our engraving. Any questions, guys? This is going to be kind of a short night class tonight, but this is, I think, the best way I could think of showing you guys how to carry out that stock. Oh, there is one more. Please discuss the difference between using the show where you use
versus flat text.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I think from what I recall, they're the same. Let me just go to wrapped multi-chain.
Wrapped geometry is going to be if it's actually wrapped that face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great.
So
text flat, yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you. So I'll turn off the toolpath here. So Ronnie, if you look down straight on, see how my sketch geometry is flat? When I created this one, I just created a plane above the part right here with this plane. And so I just threw that geometry on there. So what Greg's getting at is the text isn't physically wrapped on the model itself. So, yep, sorry, I guess.
If your geometry selection is flat, make sure you have it selected as flat. And if it happens to be wrapped around that cylinder and the actual geometry that you're selecting is wrapped, then you want to choose that wrapped feature.
Yep. No, great point.
And Kevin, I don't know if you've seen that other question regarding showing how to select STL as the stock.
So in your stock, if I open it up here, it's just a drop down. So normally you guys have box or 3D model, just go down to the very bottom one right there and hit the browse button, and then you can browse to that specific STL file. Now if you go the reverse way of, let's get out of here, simulate, SolidVerify. Now you can only extract the stock out of the SolidVerify. So Eric, to help you out here, to save out the machine stock, you can come right here, save machine stock to STL. I tried looking up, guys, on what is the FTC. There's not really any documentation on the FCT part of it. So I guess I've never used it. Greg, have you run across a time where you use the FCT?
What the FCT is, it's a internal way that SolidCAM saves the stock. So by default, SolidCAM is automatically creating this rest material model for us. But there is a way to go into the settings and disable it from automatically calculating. That way you can save a version of that file within SolidCAM and use it at will. So you could load a particular stock model that you saved out, but it is a proprietary SolidCAM format.
Gotcha.
STL is a little more
universal.
Yeah, a little more universal. You could bring it in and actually look at an STL model within SolidWorks if you had wanted to check it out. Now, you won't be able to do anything unless you have a third-party application like MeshLab or something like that if you needed to modify that STL file. But the FCT files are just a SolidCAM internal file as a way of manually saving that stock.
Excellent.
And then, as you were saying before, in, I believe it was 2016, maybe 2017, we introduced a different way of saving the STL, and it's through that updated stock that you're showing right now.
Yep.
Which is a little bit different method and brings in the STL file in a slightly different manner. So if you use the SolidVerify to save your STL files out, it's going to be based upon that primary coordinate system that you create in SolidCAM. However, if you use the Save the Updated Stock to STL from that flyout menu that Kevin's showing you now from within the SolidWorks viewport, it's going to be taking those coordinates from the SolidWorks coordinate system where you can see Kevin's mouse at now. So for this part, since we're not moving it around in the SolidWorks environment, we can actually save out this updated stock model and bring it into a new project without creating that dummy coordinate system.
Yep. So yeah, and you hit everything I was going to hit there, so it's perfect. Let's see. Am I missing any other questions here? Okay. Don't see anything else.
And I don't have anything to add. I was just happy you didn't put in the temp coordinate system there instead of the temporary one you did.
That's what Ronnie was saying too. But Ronnie, got any more questions, or Eric, or Danny? And Dan, okay. Now Danny, I think, yeah, Danny, you and I are going to become really good friends. All the ice fishing good equipment that you guys have there. But Professor Greg is good. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Danny, is this the first class you've attended with us?
I feel like Danny was with us last week.
Oh, was he? Okay. No, great to hear. Yeah, so if you guys, I'm not seeing any other questions here. Like I said, it's just a little bit of a shorter night class tonight, just because there's not just a whole lot to go on there. But I didn't want to make a whole, have Mark do well, we do have a shorter version of this video on YouTube as well, but just want to kind of come in here and really get the details ironed out for any of you guys that have or had any questions. Just because, like I said, it is a little tricky, especially when you guys go to show your stock on model and it's rotated all in goofy ways. That's just the best way to go about orientating in the direction that you guys want. So, all right, so let me pop up real quick. Next week is, I think, putting a coordinate system on a really funky parts. And,
oh, that should be fun.
Yeah. So if you guys have any really crazy parts, come on, give me my American flag here. Send those over to me, as long as you're okay with everybody viewing it. And, oh, it's not even up there, SolidVerify stock. Let me just 100% check real quick with you guys. I don't want to tell you it's wrong here. It is.
Well, if you do have submissions that you want to put in, definitely get them over to us, regardless of if the class is next week or the week after.
Yeah, so next week is fast ways of putting a coordinate systems on a skewed part. So that's a great, like I said, I'm going to try to put together, or maybe Greg and I can put together some parts that are really tough. When you bring them in, they're kicked off at funny angles, how to really fast put geometry on there, and that was a customer suggestion. So, but yeah, next week we're doing that, and the week after that, I feel bad I'm kind of rambling on here, is where do all my files go? So that's been a good questions, one that has been popped up as, when I'm saving stuff, why am I getting stuff in the temporary folder? Why am I, what's the difference between compressed or uncompressed? Or, why are files going in certain areas? So we're going to go through that in great detail for you guys as well. So let me just throw out there, how you guys liking the tip of the day? You guys liking that, or? Yes, like it. Awesome. All the support is second to none. No, awesome. Good deal. No, I love hearing that, and we'll keep. Greg thinks we won't be able to run it for a year straight doing the tip of the day, so we'll have to try to prove him wrong. But all right, guys.
That's awesome. And Kevin and Greg, I just want to express my and the sales team's extreme pleasure with the way that you guys support the customer. It's all these extra things with KevCAM and the tip of the day and all this other stuff you guys are doing is just really takes care of the customer, and that's what it's all about. Yeah,
like I said, anything we can do to help you guys out. And like I said, Danny, I know you're a little bit newer to the night classes. If you have a suggestion or something that you want to see, send those over to me in email, and we'll get those added in there for you. Because like I said, these are dedicated for you guys. So whatever, I know I've gotten a lot of feedback from, Ronnie and Rick and Ben. Who else? Eric, I know you've sent over some ideas. So definitely let us know what we can do to get things going. And yeah, George, you sent over quite a few ideas too as well. So let us know what we can do to help you guys out, because that's what we're here for, is just to get you guys up to speed as soon as possible. So.
Yeah, and Kevin's got this thing on his screen here about tell a friend or SolidCAM, refer a friend, referral rewards, things like that. A lot of good programs out the management has put together here for helping customers kind of spread the word to, a guy down the street, somebody that you go down to the bar with, and, you talk about machining and, talk about what you're using, making introductions, to other people, introducing, some guy that that does machining as well and wants to take a look at SolidCAM. There's the demo gift cards. You don't have to be set up as a business partner to qualify for these things. Just as a customer and spreading the word, get a little introduction over to our team and let them know, hey, here's somebody else that might want to take a look at SolidCAM. Get them into a demo, like Kevin has on the screen there. Normally it's a $50 gift card, but because of the KevCAM special, they're doubling that. So also, if you can get if that turns into a sale, depending on the relationship with who you are compared to who you referred us to, there's some great incentives to help you guys with getting some cash and or maybe referral rewards where we can get some functionality turn on your license. So it's a great program that they've got put together there for everybody out there.
Yeah, great point. So I think, George, can you send me an email on that idea? George said get some mouse pads printed with shortcuts on them, which is a great idea. So definitely, George, if you could send that over to me, email, and get that up and get those printed off. So yeah, any ideas, we'll take them.
And I think the other point that George is making there as far as the calendar is having that to be like a printed calendar, I bet.
Oh, George, I can't figure out what I'm going to be doing next week. More or less a year out. Yeah. And let's see, yes, a new mouse pad along with hat. Ben, have you not gotten that hat and t-shirt yet? Yeah, sorry, George.
It's far side. Yeah. Far side calendar George is commenting on.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, great ideas coming through here. But yeah, George, if you could send that over to me. You're like clear. I'm not sure where that one is. But yeah, so I'll wrap this up here, and feel like I'm just rambling on here. We'll wrap it up, and yeah, definitely check back next week, guys, for the next KevCAM night class. And like I said, we'll be doing the tip of the day going forward as well for you guys. So any ideas, send those over to me, or any shortcuts, send those over to me, and love to hear them so we can add them in. Or when Ronnie has a good idea, I'm just going to make him show you guys the tip of the day. So go from there. All right, guys.
All right, Kevin, and great job again with the class tonight, and customers. All you guys, appreciate you guys coming in, joining us, and appreciate your time and your business. So let us know how we can best be of service to you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Thanks, Tim.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.